Well, shifting focus now, demonetization and GST may have finally taken a toll on India's growth story. In what looks like the government's worst dream come true, India's growth engines are sluttering as GDP for the first quarter of the financial year 2018 has slipped to a sub-6% level and the GDP growth is at a 3-year low. But the biggest casualty is the manufacturing, which has come in at an abysmal 1.2% versus much healthier number of 10.7% last quarter. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley believes that one slump is a one-off event and this government is well on track to achieve its FY18 target.
First quarter GDP data has today been released, and certainly it's a matter of concern that it's come down to 5.7%, and it's quite obvious that it therefore throws up a challenge for the economy that in the coming quarters we really require to, both in terms of policy and investment, to work more to improve upon these figures.
Well, let's also go across to Avni, who's joining me on the phone line with more details on this. Avni, clearly not a very good picture there as far as the GDP growth is concerned, a 3-year low. Could the demonetization be a very big factor, and the opposition certainly going all hammer and tongs against the government now?
Absolutely. Now, when we talk about the GDP, essentially what it's the indicator of economic growth and how much output was actually produced this time around in the last quarter, that is April, May and June. And like you rightly said, it's the lowest in 3.5 years. Now, as far as why is this a big deal right now? The fact is that it's a sub 6% number. It's 5.6% this time round that has come, and it's below 6%, and that is something that wasn't anticipated at all by either from the government side or the economist side, who've been tracking this number very closely. Now, one of the main reasons that is being attributed for this is the GST implementation. So essentially this time around, the manufacturing part of manufacturing segment has seen an extremely low growth, and that is because of GST, because GST was implemented in the quarter that's gone by, and all of June, because manufacturers were getting ready to implement GST and roll it out, there was no manufacturing actually done, and what they were trying to do is really get rid of the already existing stock, which is why we saw all the sales and all of that across the board. So there was no new manufacturing really done, and that is why the manufacturing really fell substantially. And what even the finance minister and other experts say, that this is the lowest the manufacturing has been in a long time, but this is the bottom, and we will only see it go up from here. Now, what led to the increase in terms of the actual 5.6 number is the fact that the government spent a lot. And that was a result of the fact that the budget was announced earlier on this year and allocations were made earlier. So the government expenditure was a big chunk, and that is what led to even this 5.6 number. But going forward, even the finance minister in his comments says that he does expect the economic growth to pick up going forward, also because we've seen the monsoons being good this time round. But however, he is concerned about the GDP growth number.
They're the lowest GDP under the Modi government so far. We leave it there, Avni. Thank you so much for getting us all those details. The GDP growth slips down to 5.7%.